So you've had more than you needed to manage COVID with a huge amount left. And you are still blaming COVID. Does this make common sense? Does this make common sense? What did you spend the extra on? You said budget support. And the euphemism, the euphemism for their recklessness. Even the level, you know that the people think that the audit report the Auditor General published is the report on the entire COVID funds which came in. No, it is only the report on the 11.7 billion COVID related expenditure. The rest of the COVID, the monies which were spent on budget support and all that, we have not even audited it. And out of this 11.7 billion, you took, listen to me, 11.9 million cedis, equivalent to 110 billion, and spent it on hot meals for a few poor people, according to you, in Kumasi, Kaswa, and Accra during the 3 weeks of partial lockdown. And when the Auditor General asked you for receipts, you had no receipt to buttress those payments. You had honor certificates. The Auditor General told you that the companies you contracted to supply the food, for example, Jofel restaurant in Kumasi, which you know of, we've all been eating there, and which works under the school feeding program. I go to Jofel a lot. Anytime I eat the dog, I'm giving receipts. The Auditor General asks you, where are the receipts to show that indeed this amount was spent on food? You have no receipts. You spent another 5.6 million Ghana cedis, equivalent to 56 billion on food. That one, no receipt, no honor certificate. Honor certificate, you know, no receipt.
It's allowed. It's allowed.
It's not allowed. That is why
in the absence of the receipts,
if a company doesn't have receipts, but in this case, the Auditor General says that company is registered with the GRA, that company is registered under school feeding, that company has receipts. So why don't you have receipts?
They should provide you with
because of chop. Because of chop. President Akufo-Addo said they didn't chop COVID money. Really? According to the Auditor General, $247,000 was used to procure medical equipment. The equipment were received at the central medical stores and dispatched to certain specific health facilities. They never reached those facilities because they sold the equipment. Equipment which were supposed to be used to save lives. You sold it and chopped the money. According to the Auditor General, you gave a contract of 1.4 million cedis to a company to do education of secondary school children, to educate them on COVID protocols, when teachers in these schools could have done that education for free. Because COVID protocols are not rocket science. You don't need any special contractor to do that. It's all about washing your hand, social distancing, wear your mask, and so on and so forth. You gave somebody 14 billion OCDs to go and do that education. And according to the Auditor General, that education was not done. That is still of COVID funds. Money is meant to save lives. How wicked can you be? How wicked can you be? In Bawomia's hometown, a contract worth $50 million was given to a contractor to build an isolation center, according to the Auditor General.
$50 million.
An advance of $4.5 million was paid to the contractor without any performance bond. The contractor took the $4.5 million and never stepped at the site till date. $4.5 million gone out of, just gone, cannot be traced, according to the Auditor General. You took 811,000 Ghana cedis and another 181,000 cedis paid it to staff of Ministry of Information as allowances when they didn't qualify for those allowances, according to the Auditor General. You chopped the money. Your own parliamentary candidate for Sagnerigu for the 2020 elections, vice chairperson for the MPP in the northern region, Felicia Tete, says you distributed the monies to them. He, as parliamentary candidate, got over 100,000, 1 billion OCDs. That is your own parliamentary candidate. He told us what your chairman got, what your constituency executives got. And you know that Kwadaso was not left out. You got your share. Because it was a nationwide thing.
Oh.
You guys conspired to waste COVID funds. And you are here saying that you did not mismanage COVID. So how then do you blame COVID, this COVID, for your economic failures? In any case, case, how come that this COVID was a pandemic and affected all countries? Which of our neighbors today is doing debt restructuring? Which of our neighbors today has defaulted on its debt repayments? Which of our neighbors today has been downgraded to RD, below junk status, and have lost access to the Eurobond market? Which of our neighbors today, Togo, Burkina, Nigeria, is experiencing hyperinflation of 53.6%? Which of our neighbors today is experiencing lending rates of 40 to 45%? What are you people talking about here? How did COVID jump all our neighbors and only land in Ghana to destroy our economy, to borrow the words of Bawumia? How? Today, where is that your economic messiah? Nowhere to be found. And in the midst of these passions that he, Bawumia, has created as the head of the economic management team, the president says we should call him Bawumia. Of course, we'll call him Bawumia, which definitely means empty Bawumia. Yes, the president says now that the vice president is nicknamed Bawumia.
E, the letter E.
Yes, Bawumia. And we have now discovered, based on his performance, that Bawumia really fits him well. So we accept that nickname because we know that it means empty Bawumia. All the things
for empty.
Yes, E for empty. All the things he said in opposition. If the fundamentals of the economy are weak, the exchange rate will expose you. Today, where is he? How is the exchange rate faring? He cannot be. He is nowhere to be found. Dead silent on the economy. Look at where inflation is now. Where is the chairman of the economic management team? The man who is in charge of formulating economic policies. Can Oforiatta only implement the policies? Where is Bawumia? An unmitigated disaster, a monumental failure. And you come and sit here and say our performance has been very awesome. So, Doc, that COVID excuse is neither here nor there. Then he says that, these borrowed funds, they didn't waste it all. They used it to build roads. And that they have built more roads in the history of Ghana than any government since the Fourth Republic. Look, I'm sure you heard him say that. I want to demonstrate to you that President Akufo-Addo is the most, I don't want to say he's a liar because of his age, but he's the most dishonest and most deceitful president we have ever had in this country. You know why? He told parliamentarians yesterday that last year during the State of the Nation address, he told them that his government has constructed a lot of roads. And there was a lot of attacks on him. And so this time around, he decided to annex the evidence of that claim to his speech. Look. So let's go back and read what President Akufo-Addo told Parliament last year. And then let's compare it to what the evidence he claims he has supplied. And you will know that this man is just a liar. Look. The President of the Republic, His Excellency, this is a story by Modern Ghana titled, "My government has constructed over 10,000 kilometers of new roads since 2017, Akufo-Addo."
Did he say new roads?
New roads. I will read the quotation to you. The President of the Republic, His Excellency Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, has indicated that his government has constructed over 10,000 kilometers of new roads since 2017. Now look at the quotation marks. I'm quoting President Akufo-Addo, State of the Nation Address 2022, delivered on 30th of March 2022. Quote, "It is in the road sector that we have registered the greatest infrastructural achievements. I know that the word unprecedented is often used with careless abandon in our public discourse, but I use it carefully and purposefully. In the 5 years of my government so far, more roads have been built, improved, and upgraded than any other equivalent period under any government in the history of Ghana. Some, quote, I'm still quoting, Doc, some 10,875 kilometers of new roads
That cannot be true.
have been constructed in these 5 years. His Excellency, this is what he said. New roads.
New roads is not true. It
So
can
I'm
never
happy
be true.
now. The evidence is here. Why are you saying it's not true?
It can never be
Let's
true.
go
New
to
roads, no. It
Let's
can
go
never
to
be
page
true.
11 of the document he gave Parliament. Thank you for bringing it. This is page 11. Page 11. Now, he says the figure is no longer 10,000 something. It is 11,974. Yes.
There's an extra
Now,
one.
look at what he calls new roads. Asphalt overlay, 1,800.